Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. My name is Boris Pan, and I'm the Director of Client and Business Development here at TechGuilds. I want to welcome you all to our Virtual Worlds with Sitecore webinar. I know that there are a number of people registered here that are from all over the world. So whether it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, I want to welcome you all. Um, I'm here to introduce not only myself, but also my colleague Hector and Nabil. Um, Hector, who is going to help present, is the Sitecore and Peak specialist, and he will be supporting me in today's webinar. And Nabil, who's our CEO and founder, is also going to be presenting. He's just having some technical difficulties, I think, right now connecting, but he'll be
I am
joining.
here. I'm here.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Wonderful. So, great. Welcome. I just wanted to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining in on this webinar. Um, And I'm going to share my screen so that we can get started. Um, and please let me know if everybody is uh, is able to see my screen. I'm going to quickly share a poll here, and I just want to gauge from everybody. Um, you know, those of you in the audience, are you looking to engage audiences using immersive techniques such as extended reality? So I've just sent out the poll. It should be coming through to you now. Uh, and if you can go ahead and answer that poll, that'd be great while we wait. And I thought that, perhaps we can actually get started because I want to make sure that we are respectful of everybody's time. This webinar is scheduled for 30 minutes. Um, and basically, it's going to be about 10 minutes intro by myself, and about 15 minutes is going to be reserved to actually see the Peek WebXR product in action. Nabil and Hector will be driving that, and then we'll reserve about 5 minutes towards the end for any questions and answers. So without further ado, I wanted to just introduce TechGuilds as well as the Peak product itself. So TechGuilds, we are a boutique technology consulting firm specializing in everything Sitecore. Our core services include Sitecore development, training, support, and maintenance. Um, and in addition to that, we see ourselves as makers and innovators as well, which is why we're actually really proud to be having this webinar today. And before we get into introducing Peak as a product, I wanted to first just set the context of, what Peak is and, what market it is playing in. And so that is the extended reality market. We believe that the XR market is poised for some major growth. And this slide here gives you a very high and top level view of some of the relevant stats. When we talk about extended reality, we are using that as an umbrella term to encompass augmented reality, virtual reality, 360-degree immersive content, including immersive web content. And so we believe that not only is the user base increasing, but the market for this type of application is steadily growing. And it's growing in some key industries that include everything from entertainment, home design, education, and games. And furthermore, we according to our research, we believe that these experiences tend to engage users for 5 to 10x longer than non-immersive experiences. So with that sort of said, and with that context established, TechGuilds, as makers and innovators, we're really proud to introduce Peek WebXR for Sitecore. And so, well, what is Peek WebXR? Well, at its core, Peek is the world's first enterprise extended reality platform built specifically for Sitecore XP. And what Peek does is that it marries the immersive capabilities of WebXR and the content experience management and personalization power of Sitecore XP. It allows us to treat XR content like you would any Sitecore content and take advantage of Sitecore's really powerful behavioral analytics and personalization capabilities. And how does that work? Well, Peek comes with the Peek Sitecore XP editor and includes APIs and components out of the box to create immersive and virtual worlds. And with simplicity in mind, the content author as well as managers can leverage these out-of-the-box components to build their extended reality experience through really simple drag and drop interfaces without having to rely on technical developers to code or to do anything complicated that normally you might have to. The XR assets, the extended reality assets, are generated using Peek and are stored in the Sitecore media library. For more elaborate efforts and like larger assets, such as video, a digital asset management or DAM system like the one offered by Sitecore Content Hub is also recommended for the best experience. And since this is based on the WebXR standard, users don't have to download any additional app or install anything. And that really reduces the friction to be able to enjoy the experience. And so, when we think about the case for why Peek WebXR, it really distills down to the sort of these four. There are additional ones, of course, but these are the four that we believe are the most worthy of emphasis. Number one, customer demand. We live now in a pandemic world where everything is going even more virtual, and we believe that this virtual channel becomes all the more important. Increasing challenge to engage and convert. Even pre-pandemic times, we know that marketers are increasingly challenged to hold the attention and to engage with consumers in a way that is going to be compelling. Now, we also believe that Peek WebXR allows for the enablement and the scaling of extended reality experiences very, very quickly. If you're on Sitecore and you're interested in delivering extended reality experiences, Peek WebXR allows you to do exactly that without having to learn a new system, manage a new system, implement and install a new system. And then furthermore, because it is standards based, we believe it's quite future proof, built on that WebXR standard that's really adaptive to a wide variety of form factors and devices. Peek WebXR can really play in a wide variety of arenas. So at this point in time, I'm going to pause and I'm going to hand this over to Nabil to take us through the demo. Nabil, are you on?
I am. Thank you so much, Boris, for this
Wonderful.
great intro and walkthrough. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you see it, Boris.
Yes, I do see it.
Excellent. All right. So as Boris said, this is basically bringing the WebXR and WebAR and VR technologies to the already mature customer experience platform, which is Sitecore in this case. So I'm gonna present to you today one very specific use case, which is the virtual tours, a 360 virtual tour um, for a schools, international school called GEM Schools. They have 80 schools around the world, and schools are the most impacted in the pandemic. So they really wanted to provide a virtual tour to the school facility for students and parents. So we put together like a personalization strategy on VR, on web VR, sorry, Peek WebXR, on two personas, the parent persona and the student persona. So, and really this is the first, let's say this is the first scene in the tour. And you can see that this is a 360 image that we uploaded, and we added interactive points to the scene. So this is a student info hotspot or related to student. And I am visiting now. I'm going to pretend to be one of the students. So my interactions with the tour would be always opening the student's info hotspot. Because this is the first scene, and you are presented with two different piece of contents for two different personas, the parent and the student. I'm going to show you how, as I progress in the tour, I am going to open the student information, interact as a student, and Sitecore is going to leverage their smart machine learning personalization engine and going to figure out that my persona is student, and it's going to automatically switch this content, the info hotspots content, to the student profile, and start to show me more of student information, right? So I am now going through the tour. Oh, what is this? That's a playground. This is excellent. I can read more about it. There's a small visual here. That's nice. And this is me, by the way, standing and taking the photos. So going into the experience, I can see, right, different areas, kids playing. That's wonderful. I progress in my tour, and I start to see also, student content. Wow, that's nice. You can visually see everything and read more and learn more about it. And now I'm gonna get to the soccer field here on that scene. I'm gonna see a different content for my profile. So this scene, without being personalized, there's different content here. So now I see only student info hotspot, and I see a 3D model added here to the scene, only for the student profile, which is, kind of some swings and seesaw, something related to students. The same scene now, if I open it in another incognito window, without personalization, you're gonna see, oh, this is the same session. You see here, there's a student and there is the 3D object here. I'm gonna just kill the session and open that up in, actually, let me open it in a different browser. So you can see this info hotspot is changed to mini garden. It's not related to students. And this 3D model here disappeared because the information here is generic. It's not related to any personalization or any profile, basically, that's the student profile. So this is really a very powerful way to personalize VR experiences. And now all the wonderful Sitecore features of personalization, analytics, and profiles, and even tracking goals and analytics is available now to in this immersive omni-channel. So yeah, this is basically a demo of that. And now I'm going to take you to the backend and show you how you can build that easily. But before that, I just want to highlight that this platform, so this scene, of course, is all served by Sitecore. As you can see, it's adaptive. It knows that I am on a desktop. So if I click here, it's going to put me to full screen. But if I am opening the same link, and you only need just link, if I open it on a mobile device, it's going to know I'm a mobile device and it's going to trigger the gyroscope of the mobile. So if you switch to VR and move your mobile, it's going to track your movement. If you switch to VR, it's going to just automatically as well change the view to binocular view. You have like two boxes. So when you slide your phone into like a VR headset or like a Google Cardboard, you can really have an immersive experience on the browser without any app. So I am gonna go now to the back end. So I'm sure you know many of you, if not all of you, have seen Sitecore somewhere in time. I see some people from Sitecore on the call, so that's also interesting and exciting. This is the content tree. And basically, we follow the exact same architecture of building a web page, right? So when you want to build a new web page, you would just go and right click and add a web page. Like for example, here on a different website, right? This is services. You go and insert a services page in the insert options. Similarly here, you can just go and insert one of these immersive experiences or pages, we call them. Image scene page, marker scene for AR, augmented reality. I'm not going to demo that today because of time, and this is focused on virtual tours only. And video scenes as well. You can upload 360 videos as well and have a more immersive experiences. But you can insert that easily, and then when you insert it, it's just a content item that has special data templates and special architecture in the background, and all the contents inside it would be also stored as a content item underneath the scene. So, but we all know that the content editor is not the most user-friendly tool to edit content. So that's why we extended the experience editor, and I'm going to show you that right now. So we extended the experience editor to have the capability of, actually I have it open here, the capability of editing the content inside the experience editor visually. Is the same way as you do the web widgets and carousel or any other component, and you edit content in a WYSIWYG way. So like here we have this scene. Refresh the page. Second. So you can see here, usually in the experience editor, there is the web page, and then there is all the components that you can, either personalize or edit contents on. In this case, we added this whole control panel here on the left-hand side, which allows you to go and upload a different image, 360 image, and you can just go ahead and browse, and it will open the media library or your DAM, and you can pick up a 360 image. And it's just worth noting, 360 images is really easy to take. If you have the any of these new modern 360 cameras, it will do the stitching for you automatically and just give you an image ready to go. You can also change the default view. You can tweak it, in different axes. So if I want to make the default view this way, I just go ahead and save it. And also, similarly, how you add components to the page, you can add components here. We built kind of a quick accelerator for Peek, and we built around like 5 components, and they're focused on the basic use cases. One of them is, of course, the adding an info hotspot to the scene. The other one is adding a 3D model, as we see that we added 3D model on the student persona. And then, of course, we have the augmented reality business card, where you can add as well like flyouts when you go and scan an object, you can link it to a content where you get a flyout to describe the product. And of course, you can build a complete 3D experience. So we have this mesh model component where you can really build a whole experience just on 3D. So you can add an info hotspot here, and when you add it, it's gonna just present you with the data source. So I already have a piece of content here, content item, so I can link to, and then it's gonna confirm that this is the data source. You can see that it lives under the game is on scene that we saw here in the content editor. So it lives here. And then when I press OK, I'm gonna have that appearing in the scene. I think I need to save. And this is what you need to do to add a component to the scene. So this is really a Helix component. It's not different from a web component. I mean, it's different because it's built for VR, but really you can add your own components. You can build your own custom component and change the layout and look and feel of it. We have all the developers documentation for partners as well if you want to extend it for the customers. So this is how easy it is to add a component. Now, you may ask, like, where is the list of components that I have in the scene? They're actually here. So we have a list of elements, we call them, and the one that I just added is here, this guy. And I can go ahead and change the element type. Actually, I can't change the type, but it shows me the type. I can change the hotspot name. I can change the title, and I can change the image here, and of course the text, the icon, the one that I click on to open, and we support all kind of animated icons. You can even, more importantly, you can also position it the way you want, right? So whether you want it closer to you or farther, you can rotate it or scale it. So if I have it open here, it doesn't want to open, but I can rotate it, make it like more facing the view properly. So all these controls are added. So this is kind of an immersive 3D editor that we extended the experience editor to be able to do. Now, how do we personalize these contents? So this is again a component, and I can really easily personalize it exactly the same way how I personalize any carousel or any component on the page. You just go to that component, and let's go to the presentation details, and then you will choose the component when it loads.
To do a quick time check, it is 1:24, so you've got about 6 minutes before the end of the webinar.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, this is the last piece I want to show, and I'll just touch quickly on the experience profile if you have time, and then we have the questions. So this is an info hotspot. Oh, sorry, not here. So when you go and edit this component list, you're gonna have a list of components to personalize, choose and personalize. You can see this 3 number, like the number beside the component here. It shows you how many personalization rules you have on it already. So if you go to the controls here, I'm gonna check this info hotspot, personalize. And you have here the parents persona and the students persona and the default one. Each one of them we're personalizing based on switching the data source to parents mini garden or students mini garden. And now in my session here, 38% is basically here. I am more of a student profile because I pretended to be. And this is exactly how easy it is to just personalize any component, any piece of content on the scene. And exactly same exactly the same way you do it on the web. You just do it here. We follow the same architecture, same principles. So it's seamless. There's no learning curve. And you know, I'm gonna just go back to the experience profile to show you how also all the events, all the behavior that is collected on the experience database is displayed here. And you can go and see the interactions as well. We collect analytics on the scene, powerful ones. It shows the behavior of the user on the virtual tour or in the immersive experience, and you can have actions there. It's actionable, right? Whether it's personalization, whether it's a goal, you trigger a goal, and then you start to change the whole scene based on the interactions. So that's a goal. I don't know which user is this, but probably, oh, that's another user. But my user would be here somewhere, maybe at the top, anonymous, and you can see that personalization event on Peek. Exactly, game is on. So that's an event triggered, then there's a visit, and you can see the activities and the goal that we triggered there. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's what I want to show you. Thank you so much for attending the webinar. So Boris, over to you if you want to open the floor for questions.
Thank you, Nabil, for taking us through that. And before we get into Q&A, there's actually just a couple of slides that I want to quickly go through. So why don't you stop sharing, and I'm going to just reshare my screen.
Go ahead.
So what I wanted to share with you all is just a kind of continuation of the conversation around use cases. So today we took you through a demo that focused on virtual tours. We also believe that, you know, there's really a plethora of use cases and applications, everything from education, edutainment, and infotainment, using, you know, or doing virtual classrooms, augmented reality, things of that nature. We also think that there's a huge opportunity in retail augmented reality with Peek. As you can see on the animation right now, it's a sort of a video recording of a proof of concept we did for augmented reality to enhance basically a shopping experience. Virtual tours, of course, we talked about, but we also think that this could be big in VR and AR related training. So things for like safety training, engineering education, scientific and medical fields, and things of that nature. Now, the final slide I wanted to take you through is actually the offer that we have going on for Peek right now. Because the world is where it is at today, and TechGuilds, we've been thinking about how can we better serve the Sitecore community that we find ourselves very much a part of. We want to give away Peek WebXR license for free to those who are interested, and this can be partners as well as Sitecore customers. And this would include, you know, support for the software itself, free of charge. And this free offer would be for the first 6 months of a 12-month licensing contract, with the second 6 months offered at a 50% discount. So in essence, you would be getting a 12-month term for the license for $4,000 as opposed to what it normally costs, which would be $16,000 a year. That is the offer that we're looking to offer today. And so for those of you who, you know, are interested, we very much would be happy to hear from you and continue that conversation. And so before we open it up for Q&As, I have one last poll that I wanted that I'm sharing with you, everyone right now. Feel free to answer that poll. And also the line is open for any questions that you might have. You can do so by typing it into chat, or you can open up your microphone and speak. So I see that one person has responded so far about the question around the main challenge for executing and delivering XR experiences. This particular person said that cost was the main challenge. We hope that, showcasing Peak today gives you a glimpse into what's possible in terms of doing something relatively easily through the product that we've created. We hope that the offer today of a license that is free for the first 6 months might help in the way of alleviating that challenge. Are there any other questions, or are there any questions? Please feel free to type that into chat. I also recognize that it is now 1:31, and so the formal part of this webinar is over, but Nabil, Hector, and myself, we are very happy to stay back for a while to, answer any questions that you may have.
To share some more immersive experiences. This video is really nice. I always wanted to do this.
Pretty awesome.
This is flying over Dubai.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
Do not do that.
Well, I don't know about anybody else on the line, but I have had an opportunity to try out skydiving, and it is an exhilarating experience. Um, but what you showcased there, Nabil, looks like totally next level because you're in these flying suits essentially, right? So it's not just
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
A person that is attached to you, right? And then that person will control all the, everything. You should watch.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, of that we already landed.
Yeah.
This is a museum proof of concept. It's all 3D and it's all also served and personalized based on Sitecore or by Sitecore. So I see on the call is we still have Ahmed and Mahmoud. I don't know if any one of you would like to say something or ask question or maybe have a request to see something specific. Can they speak, Boris? Can they unmute their microphone, or they're not allowed to?
I think that they can. But I can say that Ahmed may actually not be truly online because his status shows that he's
Okay.
joining. And Mahmoud is joining us through his cell phone, apparently, his mobile device.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't get any chat messages. So what I'm going to say is that probably we're going to end this webinar right here. And, I'll certainly reach out to the attendees via email after this call.
Excellent.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, Boris, and thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
Hector.
Thank you, Hector. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.